So in my last video, I brought up the term professionalism and how it had been canceled. Now, I said it's been canceled, especially in certain terms around dress codes, which raised a lot of questions for people who saw that and said, well, wait, then what's in with dress codes? And so the first question I want to ask you that might help lead you into that is clothing gendered? Because as recently as 2019, female students in North Carolina and Pennsylvania had to fight their schools for the right to wear pants. And then if you're familiar with the 2020 case that went all the way to the Supreme Court, Aimee Stephens, a funeral director in Michigan, had to fight for her right, and she challenged her termination over this. She had to fight for her right as a transgender woman to wear appropriate women's business attire. Now, not really sure what that is, right? I'm sure it's already getting some things going in your mind, and that's exactly what I want you to do. I'm Nancy Schick of Third Year Conflict Resolution, and the answer to is clothing gendered is no. Clothing is not gendered. It's just clothing. So fashionistas, wear the trends that you like on your body. As long as it's safe, right? Because you want to be careful about that in the workplace. You don't want to be wearing flowing clothing around machinery, for example. And you want to be careful not to have signage that might be overly aggressive or intentionally offensive. That can get you into some trouble as well. And I wrote a dress code for the funeral profession that I think will help, and I'll put a link to that in the notes, right? But the way that we talk about it in certain professions is you have to think about what it is you're achieving while you're at work, right? Because your work is an employment partnership toward the attainment of mutual goals, not just yours. So I totally get that you want to be self-expressed and you want to bring your whole self to work. But say, for example, if you're so focused on it being about you and you work in a funeral home or a law firm, and suddenly it's no longer about the people you're serving, it's about you. That's not really what we're going for. So again, I'll put that dress code in a link to it in the notes to the video, not just for you, but you might want to talk to your employer about this. I'm going to continue to go through a little bit more about dress code, and then we'll come back to some of those canceled terms as well. So make sure you hit the subscribe button below. And in the meantime, keep listening with your third ear. For those hurts, you can heal.